What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. For today's technique, we are doing a basic armbar from mount. I've had a couple of requests from you guys to do some white belt fundamental movements. So this is an armbar that anyone can do. You can do it in gi, you can do it in no gi, clearly. So let's get to it. So I'm first gonna show the armbar from a bunch of different angles so you guys can see it. And then I will do it again from a few different angles and I'll be breaking down the movement for you. So now let's break it down. So when I'm in full mount, the first thing, or one of the first things that Todd is going to want to do is protect his neck, right? So I'm gonna take advantage of that. My cross-side hand is gonna come to his wrist. My near side hand is going to come behind his elbow. And my goal is to get his arm across his face. But doing that solely with my arms, that's probably not gonna work. He's not just gonna let me bring his arm all the way across his face. He's gonna resist a little bit. He's gonna keep his elbows tight. So I'm going to use my body weight to help me do that. So again, cross-side hand goes to his wrist. Near side hand goes behind his elbow. I'm going to bring my chest to the outside and behind his tricep. Now I use my body weight with the help of my hands to push his arm all the way across his face. The hand that was behind his elbow comes around his neck and I get what's called the gift wrap. I'm gonna grab his wrist. Now I have his arm trapped around his face. My free hand is gonna go to his free hand, grab his wrist and pin it to the floor. My knee that's on the same side of my arm around his neck is gonna slide up all the way to his ear. The arm that I have pinned, I'm going to put in my pocket. Now that gives me space to slide my free foot under his armpit. The arm that's on the back of his neck, I bring to the front and I scoop his arm and bring it to my shoulder. So his arm here is resting inside of my elbow and I bring it all the way and I hug it to my shoulder. My weight right now is sitting on his chest, but what I want is to bring all of my weight to my right hip so that I can bring my left leg across his face and finish the armbar. I shift my weight, I bring my left leg around, I sit, and now here I can let go of the arm that's in my pocket and make a baseball grip on the arm that I'm going to armbar. I extend, my heels are digging into his body, I pinch my knees, his thumb is facing the ceiling, I bump my hips, and I get the armbar. So again, we're starting in full mount. Todd here is protecting his neck, so I'm going to take advantage of that. My cross-side hand is coming to his wrist. My near side hand is going behind his elbow. And again, just my arms is probably not gonna do the trick to push his arm across his face, so I need the help of my body weight. I'm gonna bring my chest to the outside and bring it behind his tricep and push his arm across his face. My hand that was behind his elbow comes around his neck and I grab his wrist. Now I have his arm completely trapped. My free hand traps his wrist to the floor and now I can slide my left knee up all the way to his ear. I'm gonna put this arm in my pocket and now I have the space to bring my free foot that's by his hip underneath his armpit. And notice how I'm not keeping my foot flat, I'm bringing it to the side so I can bring it all the way up. Now, my arm that's behind his neck, I bring it in front of his face and I scoop underneath his arm and hug it tight to my shoulder. Now, all my weight needs to shift to my right hip so that I can bring my left leg over his face. I shift my weight, bring my leg around, I sit. Now I can let go of the arm that's in my pocket, make a baseball grip on his arm, heels digging into his side, pinching my knees, thumb is facing the ceiling. I extend, lift my hips, and I get the tap. Okay, so one more time from this angle. I'm in full mount, Todd is protecting his neck. My cross-side hand comes to his wrist. My near side hand comes behind his elbow. I bring my body to the outside behind his tricep, and I use my body to push his arm across his face. My hand that was behind his elbow comes around his neck, and I grab his wrist and I've secured his arm. My free hand grabs his opposite wrist, and I pin it to the floor. Now I have the space to bring my left knee up to his ear. I put this arm in my pocket, and now I have the space to bring my foot that's by his hip up underneath his shoulder and his armpit. Now from here, my arm that's around his neck, I bring it in front of his face, and I scoop underneath, and I hug his arm to my shoulder. Now, to get my left leg across his face, I have to shift my weight. So right now, my weight is sitting on his sternum. I want to shift my weight all the way to my right hip. And now I can bring my leg across his face. I sit. I switch my grip, and I get a baseball bat. I pinch my heels into his body. I pinch my knees, and I always want to make sure that his thumb is facing the ceiling. I extend, I lift my hips, and I get the tap. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Thank you as always to Todd here for helping me out, my fiance. I will be sure to do more techniques for you guys. Leave a comment and let me know what other moves that you want to see. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. And until the next video, I will see you guys next time.